I want you, you want me.
But see, that doesn't make any sense.
What?
Because, like, one moment it's complicated, the next one it's not. And it's difficult to understand where I stand with you.
I'm not happy with him. I wanted to have that moment, okay? You happy? He left as soon as y'all did because he was feeling as bad as I was. I feel like I'm losing him, but I like him a lot. Oh, it's just so confusing.
Okay. Well, let me put it this way, folks. I already called it. Prior to this week's episode of Sistas, I already said Aaron is probably going to feel more from making love to Karen after she asked him to than Karen would. But then again, I honestly don't know. I do have a video coming up where I'm going to break down the entire Sister Circle moment of the episode where they're all at the salon and they're talking. And to be honest, aside from Danny, believe it or not, all the other girls, minus Sabrina because she was just kind of there, were just talking in circles. And I think the worst one was indeed Karen. And remember, what was it? A couple weeks ago, I did that little video where I put together scenes where Karen was in Andy's office and then she talked with Aaron. And remember that meeting in Andy's office that Andy has forgotten, apparently forgotten about, well, I don't know who the father's baby is. Well, if it's Aaron's, he's a good man. Well, yeah, he's a good man, but I don't want to have a baby. I don't want to have his baby. I don't know him well enough. And then she tells Aaron to his face, I don't want this to be your baby because I don't know you well enough. And then later on, make love to me. And this girl was willing to stab her sisters, even though honestly they deserved it for rudely interrupting her night. And she was so frustrated that, Aaron left because even he knew, yeah, you know what, I can't, the way you flip-flop back and forth and it's confusing and complicated. We both know what this was, just the fact that you were caught up in the moment. And tomorrow you'll probably be back to feeling next to nothing about me because of Zach or whatever. So we get to the salon. And look, I don't give a fuck if people call me a Karen hater because I talk about the damn facts. If you want to get in your feelings and act like I hate on characters, that's fine. But the real subscribers, the real viewers, the ones who know what I do on the channel know, yeah, there are some characters I like more than others, but even I call those characters out when they just are, they do something foul or the writing is so complicated and convoluted that it makes no sense. So Karen, after Danny rightfully says, well, hey, I'm happy that, Zach might not be the father because think of it this way, at least you have one less thing to kind of tie you to him and that will help you move on. And everybody act like that was the worst thing in the world she could say, despite the fact that Andy said the same damn thing in the law firm about moving on. But in any case, Danny was like, yeah, you can move on with the preacher. Zach moved on with Fatima, and you need to move on with the preacher man. Or you can move on with the preacher man. This woman looked her dead in the face and said, I'm not happy with him. But why? Seriously, I mean, Danny, I wish Sabrina and Andy didn't show up because they added nothing to the conversation. Danny was the only one. And look, yeah, she made a couple jokes here and there, but the thing was, she wanted Karen to talk. Yeah, she was digging. She had a shovel. She was digging because this, you can't sugarcoat this shit. A baby's on the way. You need to get to the part of why you are doing what you're doing, Karen. Why is it so hard to do this, moving on and whatnot. Sabrina and Andy just, pacify the situation. And then when things get dire, then they want to start talking like Danny and act like that advice is the best in the world when they told Danny to shut up about it. And it's like they literally say exactly what Danny's saying. But again, that's another video in itself. But from there, Danny's like, wait, you're not happy with him, but he was tearing that ass up last night. And she just says, I just wanted I just wanted him. I wanted to be wanted. I wanted him to fuck me. Basically, she wanted that moment. And Danny's like, yeah, you wanted it to be Zach. Because we all know the reason she really felt that way was because of that poem and whatnot, that art portrait or whatever he did. And like I said, I even tweeted this out, but I feel like one reason Aaron probably bounced was because if he stayed long enough and they kept doing what she was doing, she would eventually call out Zach's name, because that's what Karen be doing. So it's just crazy to me that she goes on to, and remember, and keep in mind, Karen is saying all these things within the span of like 30 seconds. She goes on to say from, I'm not happy with him. You know what? I wanted it. So basically, she clearly said she did what she did last night with Aaron because she wanted that moment. She wanted to feel something. Okay, makes sense. It does make sense. But then she goes on to say, I like him. I like him. I really do. I like him a lot, but I feel like I'm losing him. It's so confusing. No, the fuck it ain't. You literally look, and like I've said before, Aaron, despite being a preacher, is no saint. He needs to learn the value of boundaries. When Karen says space, give her space. And yes, she did say the most convoluted, confusing thing earlier this season about, I need to be single right now, and I just want you, I need you to be there, but give me space and time. I don't know, it's ridiculous. And I'm just sitting there like Aaron at the beginning of the episode. He's like, you know what, I'm a grown man, and I know what I'm doing. So I can't feel sorry for him because he's the one that's constantly staying around, so it is what it is. But basically, Karen, this isn't confusing. You're still trying to hold on to someone who has clearly moved on, and at the same time, you're pushing away someone who actually wants you. I mean, I feel like men, women, everybody does this. It's like the person you want doesn't want you, but you would completely ignore the person or persons who actually do like you, actually do want you. So it's just one of those things where I don't feel sorry for Karen because she's kind of doing this to herself. I know that's probably made a lot of enemies right now who will dislike this video, but I feel like her dialogue doesn't really reflect a woman who's turmoiled. It just displays a woman who is coming up with all these convoluted excuses as to why she's trying to hold on to a person who has moved forward with his life. Like, I mean, seriously, let's say the show does last, or it fast forwards and the baby's here, and it's not Zach's, then what is Karen going to do? Is she still going to be trying to go after Zach? Because in episode 20, she's going to, express her true feelings to Zach, who I hope I don't even want to say reject her hard, because how many ways does he have to say it? I just don't know what the hell is going on anymore with that, but man. Okay, so I guess the question of this video, and I'm sorry if I'm talking in circles, but damn, Karen was doing the same shit. Does Karen want Aaron or not? I mean, he was the better option. You wanted to see how things would be with him in like season 1 and 2. You were just fine until you were raw dogging it with Zach in the salon, and then all of a sudden you find out he's moved on with somebody else and you can't handle it. So I can't even sit up here and honestly say whether or not Karen wants Aaron, because I feel like if Zach and everybody, and for the most part, a lot of people have said the same thing. If Zach didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, still going in and out of jail, Karen wouldn't give him the time of day. Seriously. And I feel like, even if, Zach and Fatima weren't really seeing each other like that towards the end of season 2, because Karen at that point did say, I want to give Zach another chance, meaning that, you know what, Aaron, pushing you to the side. I want to see things with Zach again after that one office sex session. That was it. They would have been fighting before the end of season 2. Seriously. So I think that if Aaron were to move forward and like start seeing someone else in the same way that Preston is, with Danny, even though we know that he's doing this about jealousy and crap, but let's say if Aaron decided, you know what, I just keep me posted, on if the baby's mine once it's born. If you want to just wait until, you have the child to let me know if it's mine, because I can't keep doing this back and forth. I want to find someone who actually wants to value the love and affection that I want to give. And, you know, hopefully you're either able to move forward, move on from Zach, or, you know, deal with those feelings. But I just can't, I just can't do this anymore. Then all of a sudden, Aaron's the bad guy. Aaron's the villain. All men ain't shit. And you look at how Karen has been treating him. So let me know what you think. I just feel like Karen, even though I know this video seems like I'm undoing all the compliments I gave Karen, because Karen was the sister I really loved the most in this week's episode. Or what did I say before? This has been the first episode since the season 3 mid-season finale where I've really liked the character. But at the same time, when I stop and think too much and I dissect the scenes, it's like, yeah, she's still kind of awful. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel. And with that being said, I will catch you all in the next one.